Welcome back, guys, to the channel. And today we will be discussing the finale of The Valley. And I must say, this show has had a good run.
Yeah,
This
looking
season
back,
was
it
good.
did.
Yes.
Yeah,
How did you feel about the finale? Did you feel like you got enough? Did you feel like you wanted more?
I wanted more, or maybe they left me wanting more, or I just wanted more. I don't know, or they didn't give enough. They gave something though. I ain't gonna lie. That
Mhm.
undeniably, it was something. It was something. I was like, okay, all right. I mean, there are a few persons who I didn't like over the course of the season, which where I was like, okay, all right, I'm feeling you. Maybe you should get a second
Season,
season,
yeah.
right? Right. For example, like Zach.
Zach.
All right.
Because I was disliking of Zach, especially those
Yeah.
expressions. I'm like, come on, can someone get this dude off my screen? But I must say, in this last episode,
Mm-hmm.
he did well. He somewhat was turning me back around, but this crack of shit boots speech, I was like, okay, you want me back over. You want me back over on your side. This is
And
good.
like for some reason, he has developed into a character that I'm like, yeah, you should get a second season. Also, he now have a partner, so all right, he's
He
somewhat
does.
like he
Who
does.
is Zach?
Zach, yeah, he
Oh,
has
he
been
did.
dating for like 6 to 8 months now. I mean, they did
Oh.
show a picture of the guy, the two of them. I think they were on a date, but yeah.
Mm.
So I was like, maybe I don't know if he's gonna be on the show as well or what, because everybody
Yeah.
got their significant other on there. So I was like, okay, he's somewhat developing into a character. I was like, okay, maybe we should give him a second season.
Yeah. And what were your, before we even get into that
Right.
highlight, right? So we saw a preview of a conversation with Jesse and Michelle at their
Mm-hmm.
house when he was bringing up the fact that they're going to the bar opening. He says he wants to have a conversation with Jax, and this is
Mm-hmm.
where she shared that. Well, he shared that he feels like he's taking 3 steps forward and she's taking 6 steps backward.
Back, yeah.
And I guess this was also a turning point for him, where what she expressed, he saw that there was literally no hope in this repairing of the marriage. Now, what were your thoughts on that conversation? Did you feel like it was over? Did you feel like there was still some hope to the
There's
based
no
on
hope. There is no hope. Almost for the whole season, Michelle was already mentally checked out.
Mhm.
She was living a different life in her head. She was somewhere else, probably with some
Yeah.
other guy in her head.
Yeah.
But it was just sad to watch because I felt like Jesse was trying. Maybe he was doing otherwise off camera, but on camera, I felt like he
Mhm.
was trying. It was really
Yeah.
trying, and I mean, he has been my favorite from day one. From day one, remember this? And
Jesse? Oh yes,
yeah,
you
yeah,
yes,
he
I thought
has
you
been. Remember, I
yeah.
said,
You enjoyed it.
and
I
like,
wasn't a fan of Jesse, but over the episodes I saw where I see a little glimmer of maybe he is really trying, but again I don't
yeah,
know if he's just playing it
he's
up for the
not that much of
cameras.
an asshole, or he's an asshole, but more. Ugh,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah.
So, it's just sad to see that he wasn't really the villain of the show. Janet was.
Oh, we don't even, right now I'm just
We
saving
have
Janet for
that's
last because Janet, for the life of me, cannot with you. We saw the preparation for Jax's studio bar that he's opening,
yeah.
and we saw where his sister as well. Brittany surprised his sister as well to
Mm-hmm.
stop by the bar. And what are your thoughts on the bar based on what we saw at the opening, at the design of the bar? What are your thoughts? Is it something you see yourself going to, or it's not your style or vibe?
Maybe I needed to like see more of it when they just got into that scene and they like pan the camera to like the first look when you walk in. It was giving a bit, I don't know. But I guess
Yeah.
they got like different areas which give different vibes. So maybe I would have just find me a little corner that speaks to me and I go sit in it and have my drink.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay, fine, it's cool. But like from what I'm gathering, it's giving like more work was put into the bar
Than the marriage.
on than the marriage, which was just crazy. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Um and I feel like Brittany put a lot in there as well too,
It should be called
which was
Britney's, as Zach
right.
said. It should be called Britney's.
Right, so damn.
And
I
we
actually
now
did
got.
like Britney as well too. I ain't gonna lie.
I
She was
always
one
have
of
a
them.
thing for Britney, but sometimes she acts stupid
Yeah.
or
Really
clueless,
naive, clueless,
or
yeah.
yeah, and act as if like she knows more than the audience. Which I get, it's
Mm-hmm.
your life, so we may not know everything, but sometimes, especially what
Looking
we
on.
realized in the last scene with her and Jax.
Mm-hmm.
I know you haven't watched Vanderpump, but persons have been saying this shit to her before she even got married to him.
That's crazy.
Like, this has been not Zach. This has been Jax from season 1. This is
Mm-hmm.
Jack's behavior countless times. She came into the picture around season 4 of Vanderpump Rules. That's when they met, and he cheated on her before she
Yeah, I saw
got
the
engaged. And
flashback
you
to
saw the
that.
flashback. She
Yeah.
took him back. The family, her own family from Kentucky, was not a fan of him. She, as you heard, she said that she tried
Yeah.
to make everybody like him,
Yeah.
and she got married and they have a child, and it's like, girl, there were so many red flags and so many warnings from the audience, and I'm sure maybe person in
Mm-hmm.
her circle, and she ignored it all. And I'm not saying she deserves what's happening to her, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you had so many opportunities to remove yourself. And why I kind of cannot feel bad for her, because she's the same girl we sat this season basically crying that she wants to have a second child, and he wasn't trying to have a second
She
child or
really
make
was
that
sleeping
kind
the
of.
whole season. And know that she has been woken up because that's what she
Yeah,
said. She has been really, because like with all that was going on, she was really pushing to have a second
a
child. That was
second
just
child. And it
crazy.
was like,
That was
we
crazy.
the audience is watching this shit play out, and we're like, you should be happy you at least
Right.
got one child. So guess what? The child has nothing to do with it. You should be very happy that you at least got one child. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you kept forcing for a second child, and you know your marriage was rocky, you are saying
Right.
now all of this how many months afterwards that this was what's what going on. He speaks to you this way, that. Then why were you forcing yourself to have another child? Did you think another child was going to save this man?
Hell
Because before
no.
you had your first child, it was the same bullshit you were going through. You have the child,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same fuckery, probably times 2. And it's like you were seeing yourself that you want to have another child again, thinking what? It was going to diminish what was going on? I think it would have
Mm.
more amplify the behavior. So
Right.
it's sad to me that yes, this is happening to her, but at the same time, do I really feel sorry for her? To be quite honest, no, I don't. You had
I
too many
think it's
red
the
flags.
best for her though. I'm glad that she's actually doing this because, and like watching the clips at the end of the show
Right.
where they picked up at the cameras to shoot more. If I feel like he still haven't like grasped it, he needs to
Because
grow
to
up.
him,
He's not that mature.
everything for
Yeah,
Jax is producing.
producing,
When he
right.
you saw Vanna from maybe the first 2 seasons, it was more
Mm-hmm.
real authentic. The thing with Vanderpump is all of these persons worked in Lisa's restaurant, but
Mm-hmm.
most of them, or all of them, literally, they're working in her restaurant, but they really wanted to be a model or actor, pretty much
Mm-hmm.
LA, or they're working in this restaurant. So, they're 9 to 5 basically. But the thing with working with Lisa's restaurant, it's a case where I believe if they got modeling gigs and stuff like that, they had the opportunity to take off from work to
Mm-hmm.
fulfill those, as long as someone covers the shift for them.
Yeah.
So we are watching someone who, before reality TV, he was working or living in LA because he wants to be a model, because he was modeling.
Mm-hmm.
Jack was a model back then. So he was modeling and they want to do acting. So we're watching someone now who has all of this fame and knows reality TV, and everything in his mind is all about producing. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where we lose the authenticity. And I think that's what's happening where he had that interview with, which was
I like
stupid.
I like that she called him out on that though. I like that
Yeah,
she
but it
did.
was stupid to me because he was like, oh my God, how did you guys find me here? And I'm like, dude, you probably called the paparazzi
Right. At this point.
at this point because you're not that important for paparazzi to be really following you around
It
like
was
that.
funny when he said the paparazzi was outside. There were so many It reminded me of when Phaedra from Real Housewives was hiding.
Yeah.
She was talking about
And
a It was just crazy. Hell no.
so I'm
Um.
just, it's to me, it's like we saw. I'm glad that she did call him out and she played
Mhm.
the audio and she did say
Yeah.
to him that
He
you waited
lied,
till the cameras pick back up. This is when you decided you wanted to,
and he actually
which
didn't
it
win.
didn't
And
go.
right,
Hmm, I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me.
his ego is
Um,
too high. That's his problem. He got
the
a really
ego.
high ego.
And I
Right.
thought him being off of Vanderpump for at least 3 years, which means he wasn't on TV for at least 3 years, would have
Mhm.
somewhat humbled him and somewhat made him reflect on what's important. Because what is so funny, and it's sad that I haven't seen anybody really brought this up or remember this. I believe when Scandival went down, which was last year, March,
Mhm.
Jax was on a press run speaking negatively about Sam Sandoval, speaking about how he himself has changed and how his life is so perfect now, and Brittany has him in check, and he has opened up like those. He's now 40 something, and Tom is 40. Why is he still behaving like this? And he's so changed and whatever, morphed into this perfect husband.
Right.
Weird to me now. I'm watching this season. I'm like, then what happened? What were you doing all of these interviews to say that you are now the
Just
perfect
lying.
husband? Yeah,
I
he's
think he
just
just can't
lying.
help himself.
But she
He
was
can't help
sitting right
himself.
there beside him, basically condoning or basically agreeing to what he was saying to make it sound like, yes, he has
Mm.
definitely changed. He has now had a child. He's now woken up. He has now, and I'm like, then here you are a couple months after Britney saying that he has been doing all of this shit. So I'm like, what is real at this point? Like, you
That's
guys come on
right.
TV, you come on interview, said he has changed, he has waken up, having a child has made him now matured, whatever the case might be. I know you're telling us, the audience, that no, he hasn't really changed. He's the same old Jax, the same old thing. And
Hmm.
I'm like,
Well, the
what are we?
audience have been seeing it, and their friends, I think. Yeah, I mean, them on the show, they have been seeing it.
Exactly.
So she was just over there lying to herself. That's crazy, but sad.
Um, the next thing we want to touch on is, because I'm saving Janet for last.
Let's save each other
The
for
next
last.
thing we're going to touch on would be, which was the
Michelle and
Jesse and
Jesse,
Michelle
yeah.
of it all. And we know now that they are separated. I'm not sure if they have finalized the divorce, but we know both of them
Yeah.
are now in their respective relationships. Hopefully, we see that relationship unfold in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts on the conversation when we had Michelle going over to Jesse and that conversation they had in the living room, I believe it was?
I'm on Jesse's side. I'm sorry. Eh, Whoever disagree can fight me. I
Is
got a
it right
big
here in the
back.
comments
I got a
section?
big back. Right. But I'm on Jesse's side. I mean, Michelle probably think that she's more stern or she have just found her voice. Okay, fine. You just kind of sound a bit silly though.
Yeah.
You're the reason why. I mean, maybe Jesse. Well, Jesse probably had a part to play in it, but I mean, I feel like she's a villain of this, and I'm on Jesse's side. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking on the conversation while it was playing, and I also was watching, was also on Twitter trying to see what
Mm-hmm.
as well thought of it. And it was surprising to me where persons were saying, wow, like I see the controlling in Jesse and whatever the case may be. And to me, I was
I've
looking on the
see.
conversation
Yeah.
that what Jesse was saying to me were valid
It
points.
was valid
Like,
point
if I'm getting divorced, why would I sign a paper without my lawyer looking over the
without getting a
paperwork?
lawyer, knowing that we
And
got
she
like
is
so
just
many
so,
ties.
and she was just so direct, like, we're getting a divorce. Like, the dude is not telling you he doesn't want a
Right.
divorce.
She
He's
was
just
just
saying that.
sounding real silly. Real
Exactly.
silly.
So it was baffling to me when I was watching, looking at the comments, and I'm like, am I the only one watching this scene differently? Because what I'm seeing here is someone rationally saying that Before I
Yeah.
sign anything, I'm going to have my lawyers look over the paperwork. And
Right.
we have someone who is in the same scene
Just
saying,
rushing.
sign the paper. Why do you need to whatever? I'm like, what are you rushing? Now it shows
Right.
more that you're hiding something, or you're just so enjoying of your new life
Right.
that you now want to be a single lady with no marriage attached, so you probably can get married again or feel um comfortable to say now you're dating someone or in a relationship with someone because you don't like the idea of maybe you're still attached or married to someone and now you're dating someone. But it's just, to me, it sounds a bit like she was rushing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you so jumpy? Like, it's not like we had Jesse sitting down saying, I don't want to get a divorce, let's still try to work this out, let's try therapy again.
He has
We
been
weren't
trying. I
getting,
mean,
yeah,
as far
but
as
yeah,
what
he
we've
was
been
been trying. That
seeing.
was last summer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this was picked up back in March this year, and we're not seeing him saying that. So I found it odd that she was being very raw. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why are we behaving like this? It was just confusing to me. But again, it was also confusing to me that some of the audience mostly was only seeing that, oh, I guess this is the controlling side of Jessie that she
I mean,
spoke
yeah,
of.
he's a bit aggressive, but like he got a point. Sometimes you just gotta listen to the words, or pay
Yeah,
attention
read
to the
between the
words.
lines.
Pay
Read
attention to
between,
the words
yeah.
of what someone is saying, because really and truly, they got so many ties. They got like a business together.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever asset they got when they came into the marriage, it's a lot, and they got money. So
Yeah.
for her, I feel like she should just slow it down, because sometimes you might end up with not getting shit. But she's just rushing, and that's crazy to me. That's weird. And like, she seems like the type of person though that be very sneaky, very
Mm-hmm.
sneaky. So you may never know. I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
Kristen has been telling us the whole season that she was hiding something, and she had some
Yeah.
secrets or some shit. So she seemed very sneaky,
As you
and
talk
like,
about secrets, it rings back to me when Kristen stated that although she said that she had had a boyfriend for a year, she really meant to say that she
hmm
had a boyfriend a year ago.
a year ago.
What were your thoughts on that? Did you think it changed anything, or did you think like, really, Kristen? Like,
Not necessarily. I don't think I
mm,
felt like it really changed nothing. Even though she said it, it was just how persons who were like, it was Janet puppeteering all of this and doing all of that.
right.
That's what really caused all of those issues.
And we
Um,
segue into Miss Janet. No, the bar scene. I'm sorry if we're all over the place, but we had to save Janet for
yeah,
last.
it is so much though.
The bar scene where it was the opening of the bar and we had every cast members finally in one building. Because
hmm
when I saw that scene, I was like, "Oh, yeah, like it's been a couple of episodes we haven't seen everybody all in one
Right.
building." No, we saw where Janet says that she is trying to stay or waddle away from the drama. But then at
No.
the same time, we saw Janet calling Jasmine over to find out about Zach and if Zach stated if he was really in Big Bear. Then we heard Jasmine said that, yeah, he said he was just trolling. And she was like, I don't like that. I don't know.
It's
Everything
just
about
weird
Janet
to
just
me.
irks me at this point.
Yeah.
Everything
And
about
I'm glad
her.
they did a little flashback to like to let it the viewers see, for who are so slow and can see that she has been the whole time in the background
Puppeteering.
just puppeteering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got where Zach came over, stated that, okay, would you like to have a conversation privately? I would have
hmm
assumed that would be mature of Janet to said sure. But she waited for Michelle to answer and say, I think we can have a conversation here. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah, we can have a conversation because she wants an audience. That's what
Yeah,
Janet
she do
wants.
love an audience. She do love an
Now
audience.
we saw that. And now we saw where Janet decided to go first, as she normally loves to do. And she decides to go and explain her thought process. And then that's where we had Jason came over to join the conversation. And we had Zach doing what Zach normally does, give faces,
hmm
give memes pretty much. And we then had Jason jumping in saying, why are you rolling your eyes? Is it that she's saying something that's not right? Then Zach decided to be like, first she started to talk about crack off boots. And Zach was like, look, I don't give a fuck about crack off shit boots.
Right.
And he started to go off. And then this is where we got Janet playing victim, get up from the table
Playing
saying,
victim running, right.
Zach was like, you know, I get the fuck out of here. Like, get up, go. And this is where we got Jason, who thought he was doing something by saying, dude, I'll wreck you, dude. I'm so sorry, Jason. I'm loving that
That
you
was
were
a bit corny.
I love that you're defending your wife, but it was a bit corny. Like it
It
sounded like I
was.
was like Zach when he was like, yeah, really, like because I'm
Zach
like,
was like, wow, or
dude,
something like that. It was.
what are you doing? Like, what is this supposed to prove? It was just ridiculous to me. And she got up, waddled away, as she says, from the
Went
table,
over to a group of
over to a group of.
that was
I'm hoping
just
they don't bring
childish and
these
stupid. Like, why are they on the
styles,
show?
these persons back into the mix
Yeah.
next
Miss
season,
Pink
because
Boots.
we have Miss Pink Boots over there applying whatever makeup to her face that still looks
That was
horrible.
just weird.
It's just, and they're just over there, and you can. What irks me about these types of persons is like they are clearly just there for camera time,
Yeah.
and I hate persons like that who are supposed friends to these reality stars or reality TV personalities,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the background doing the most just to be noticed. And you're
Being kiss
no
asses
longer
and not being real.
right. You're no longer being a friend to your friend. You're
Mm-hmm.
more trying to play it up for the cameras. So every time we get, it's them over there rolling their eyes like Miss Janet is pretty much in
Yeah,
Mean
that
Girls.
was just weird. She
And
is.
the dude over there rolling his eyes is over there acting all the most. And I'm like, do you guys really do that most when you're actually having a conversation with your friend? Because
Right.
you're just doing all of this to be
It's
creating
just
scene
get
that you're
tired in. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like I'm like I don't want first I didn't like them in the first scene when they were having the phone call and they were sitting in the
Mm-hmm.
car. I don't know why the cameras were even showing them.
And
And
that
now
is
we have
one thing that I saw that Zach called out, which is very right. It doesn't matter whatever
minions.
the situation is. She had him on speaker without his knowledge.
Yep.
No, that's
Without
what really irks me. Okay.
and then she's bringing up the fact that like no one gives a fuck about their. We don't even heard this dude speak before. We don't even know how he sounds, and
Yeah.
you're bringing him up like we the audience actually care about his opinion or what he thinks about whatever the situation was. So I was like with Zach, why are you mentioning this dude who doesn't even have on a mic pack? Why are we even mentioning him? If he
What?
speaks, we don't
Yeah.
hear him because he doesn't have on a mic pack. Like, why are we talking
Right.
about him at
Why are
this
we
point?
talking about someone who doesn't have a contract?
Doesn't have a contract. His name is not his face is not in the promo. He doesn't have a mic pack.
Right.
He hasn't said a sentence that we heard from entire
Right.
season. Why are we discussing what he thinks?
But
We
that
don't
was
care.
weird. That was weird.
And then she trying now Janet this side, and which is why I said Janet. Then she's trying to turn up on Jasmine, who is
I
pretty
like that
much
she
being
grew a
a friend
little.
to both
Yeah.
sides because she's friends with both of them. And now you're turning up on Jasmine because she's not picking your side. Like, what are we in high school? Pick what side? What is their side to pick,
She
Janet?
is
You
really
are wrong.
messy the
You
whole
are
time.
messy. She's trying to play
Whole time.
villain and then at the same time play victim at the same time. Like, pick
Yeah.
one. We're gonna be
And
a
then
villain or we're gonna be a victim. Choose
I
one. You
like
can't be both.
I like the idea that when Jasmine confronted Jax about it, and he walked right over there to to to
She was
address
like,
it.
"Oh,
Ooh,
what's
what's your
your
tone?
tone?
Because I'm pregnant.
I'm
Like, girl,
pregnant."
using your pregnancy as a no, that was crazy, Janet. I don't know.
Janet. And I see you are on Sheena's podcast. No longer pregnant now, so you're trying to right your wrongs and act as if like
Wow.
you're planning to come into next season and have conversations and you know how to navigate this whole situation going forward. So I really don't want you back, but I'm
I
really
really
wanting to
don't
see
want her
how you're
back,
going
but
to produce and
yeah.
behave all innocent because you see that the audience literally hates you, and you
Mm-hmm.
probably thought what you were doing in season one before the episodes were aired. So you thought everything you were doing were going to be great TV. Everybody's going to love me, and you see that they
Mm-hmm.
dislike you, and you are clearly seeing those in your now. All of a sudden, now you're getting these comments and these DMs of hatred. Now I want to see how you're going to now trying to navigate season 2, because I don't know if
You
there's
can't
hope
use
for
a
you. I
pregnancy
don't
as
know if
excuse
you
no more.
can use pregnancy, and I don't know if there's hope for you to win me over. But so
I don't think
far,
so.
I'm Janet, you can get off my screen. I probably fast forward your scenes when season 2 airs. I may only watch your scenes if it's a group scene and you just happen to have to be there, so I can't fast forward a group scene. But you and your husband brought nothing really to this season. I know you were
Yeah.
pregnant, but you still brought nothing to this
And
season.
they all hold Kristen an apology. They all do.
They do,
They all
and
do.
we will see if that even comes. But I guess they want to continue this storyline and further it, so they
Mm-hmm.
probably won't want to give her an apology, because then what else is there to argue about or
Right.
talk about? But for me, Valley really no episodes actually missed for me. Everything was a hit
Yeah.
for me. For you, what were your thoughts so far on the entire season? Now that it's come to an end, there's no reunion, but what were your thoughts on the whole
Looking
season?
back, it was actually good. There were sometimes I was a bit pissed by an episode, but like looking back,
Mhm.
it was actually a good run.
But for
I
someone
feel
who has
more
never watched Vanderpump, I'm
right,
like, this is
right,
your running
right.
into it.
I'm definitely ready to tune into episode 2.
Yeah.
I feel way more better after reviewing this show, The Valley, as compared to when we were doing Potomac. I was Real
Oh
Housewives
yeah.
of Potomac. I feel
Yeah.
I just yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good ending. It's a good ending, and
A good ending, and it's going to shape up
it's
for. I
sad
know
that
there should be starting allegedly this month for season 2 filming.
hmm
So I'm assuming we will get this season 2 maybe end of year, early January.
I'm
Because I
looking
know
forward
Vanderpump
to it.
cause, so I'm sure they're going to want to push out the Valley, seeing that there's no Vanderpump really being filmed throughout the summer. But I'm looking forward to season 2, guys. Let
Yeah,
me know in the comment section your thoughts on the show itself, the season, and also if you're ready for season 2, and also your thoughts were on the finale.
yeah.
Now, remember, guys, to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we will definitely see you guys in the next one, as we will be starting to review Real Housewives of Dubai. Bye, y'all.
Bye.